welcome back to Phasma and Giants. I hope you enjoy this episode. What's up, my friends? It's Leigh, and you're welcoming yourselves back to Phasma and Giants. So, I thought this video, there will be a huge change to the schedule of the show on regular episodes. There will be a few additions, so it will be a bit topsy-turvy, but some of the things that you might hear, like we had last year, will be changed, and this can happen at any time going forward beyond 2023. So if the episode you want isn't there, it's just been delayed so I can bring something else in. But I hope I can clear up for you guys. So I want to talk about the Mandoverse and why I love it. I'm going to talk about Mando and Boba Fett, of course. And I'll also do a little bit of a chat on Ahsoka with Rosario Dawson and Scantru with Judo. So I hope you enjoy it and stick around in because I have a huge announcement for you. The Mandalorian, of course, is probably the favourite of the whole Mandoverse, and it also is what links all these shows together. And I think a lot of people have criticised another show, which we'll get to at one point, that Mando shouldn't have been in it and now show Grogu. But I think, in fairness, it is kind of a spin-off to their show. It's like, it's only fair that some Doctor Who spin-offs have a certain character from the actual Doctor Who series. But some, like Class, for example, none of the lead characters are from either shows. It's new. And it did have one, and they killed him off straight away in the second episode. And they had the Doctor in as well, who was Peter Capaldi at the time. So there's a difference when I'm comparing Doctor Who to the Mandoverse. The Mandoverse obviously has a more link, because obviously there might be an event at the end of all this, so that's why I think it's very important. What I like about the show is it's introduced so many iconic characters. For example, you've got Grogu, you've got Din, you've got Peli Motto, you've also got Fennec Shan, she was introduced in the show. But you've also got new villains like Moff Gideon and Dr. Pershing. But also you have characters who have been in the films or the animated series, like Bo-Katan and, of course, Luke Skywalker and R2-D2. It's nice to see that link to other shows, not just its own. And I think, especially when you look at with the Luke and Red to Grogu side plot, it's just nice to have that link from the original course trilogy to, of course, it also, in the other show, which I'll explain, has a bit of a link into the sequels. And I think the show, for me, as a viewer, it's endearing. It's a proper show where you've got two individual creatures, one humanoid, one we don't know the name for, and their journeys intertwine when they need someone the most, and they don't realise it until they meet. And I think that's what makes their bond going forward so strong, is because they've kept each other happy and a lot happier together. But with Grogu, he has a lot more in him, and I remember he is going to live a long life. So going forward, it's going to be important for him to be developed in a way where he can be taught stuff. But the question is he going to become a Mandalorian like his dad? I don't know. We know he's given up on the Force trying to be a Jedi, but he's still got the Force in him, so he can still easily use it and be a Jedi Mandalorian. And someone else has already done that. So I believe it was, I think I was trying to think, I can't remember who it was, but I know it's someone, because I think it's someone from the House of Visla, I think, or something like that. But yeah, I think it's going to be important to see what happens next. The Book of Boba Fett, obviously, is one of my favourite series of the entire Mandoverse. I think because people don't love it, and I do, does show the fact that I guess I do enjoy shows that people don't love, or even that people don't love, like Joy Wick's Doctor Who. I personally enjoy it. Yes, I have a few issues, Chip, no, about that flipping scene. No. But I love it. I do understand people don't like it, but at the end of the day, it's there, and we just have to get on with it. Like, I have to get on with certain eras. I rest my case on that. And I understand. But with the Boba Fett, it's like the Jodie era in a way. It's got something special. It's got something unique. It has one of the best reunion scenes in probably the history of TV with Din and Grogu. It's got one of the best double acts of all time, Temuera Morrison and Ming-Na Wen. Amazing people, amazing characters. It's different, but it's not like... It's like truly dark, but it does have that dark element because they are, of course, a criminal syndicate if you play it that way. And I feel like, is this something I would not normally watch 100%? I mean, I'm not into it. But when you get the characters, and when you get the actors, and you make it into something like an all-round buffet, you get the perfect recipe. And that's what Boba and Fennec give. I feel like they're created enough to allow me to love them, but also respect them and understand their motives. And I think that's why the series, for me, is amazing. There's also some great characters. For example, you've got the Major Domo, of course, the Whip. You've also got the Mars, and of course, Chrysanthemum. Oh, I love the guy. And of course, R.I.P. Come on, guys. R.I.P. Please, better. Yeah, they suffer. Just a moment of silence. Moving on. But yeah, miss you guys. What else is it? Well, Din's involvement is really crucial, especially as I've said. It is more centered around his journey, but also links into something bigger. And I feel like, even though I would love more Boba, I felt Pedro Pascal did a brilliant job. I mean, you know, his story is one of the strongest elements of the entire series, and I feel like the way it came across to me is like, he deserves so much more. He is being treated badly by those men of Cleanser just because, Abra, what were you playing at? He has a son! Didn't you say yourself? He has a son! Yeah. But we love that, Miss Walonko, so don't worry. We love you, Miss Waffle, and thank you for being great to do that, because you were great. Yeah. I just think there's a lot of things. I also felt, me and Cad Bane. Okay, I'm going to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of Cad Bane. I guess I don't enjoy his episodes as much, okay? However, I liked him in this one. That was his best. I mean, I still want to see maybe more and understand him, but I think he's great. Also, we got Luke, Ahsoka, Peli, and yeah, I just love the world build, especially with, I've always said this, R.I.P. Tusken Raiders! You were heroes! Yes, they were heroes. They helped Boba in a moment of need. And I can tell you something, they're the best. And it also helps you understand them a lot more, especially that scene when they're talking to Boba and Boba's signing them back, and it's just so beautiful. And also, I think this will help sign language be represented, because it's sign language, it's represented, and it's really good. And also, I like the subtitles for people who don't sign to understand what it's saying. It works. You need to mix them all, so sign people can be represented, but we all can see what's going on and understand what it's saying. And that's very important. Yeah, definitely still one of my favourite series. Skeleton Crew is a new spin-off to do with the Mandoverse, and we don't know much about it, but what we do know is that it's going to be centered on Jude Law taking a group of children throughout space fighting pirates or something. And it's going to be interesting because there's been a lot of child stars in the franchise. For example, you've got Little Leia, Omega as well, and of course Grogu Jaren, yes. So I think it's important to keep bringing good characters and maybe young characters to help the franchise along, because I think that's what Star Wars is doing amazing. And of course it's Jude Law as well, and I'm just excited to see what he can do, because we don't know what he's playing, but I'm excited to hear more about it. Ahsoka is probably one of the series that I am kind of hyped for, because one, I haven't watched Rebels as much, and two, it's nice to have a female lead, and I do love female leads, as you know, Jodie Whittaker and Doctor Who, and then you also had Elizabeth Sladen, of course, in the Sarah Jane Adventures, and then you've got Amy Poehler in Parks and Rec. So it's good to see a female lead get the chance to shine. And as you know, we've had that with Rosie Release Ray in the sequel. So it's important to see someone different and unique that hasn't had a chance to shine. I know Ahsoka's had like the Clone Wars, but this is a time to do it by herself, and Rosario Dawson's already done a great job with what she has done on the live action, but also Ashley Eckstein's also made the foundations in her voice acting as well. So I feel like through the team of Ashley and Rosa, I think we're at a good place for Ahsoka right now. I'm interested to see what she's been doing and how they link Rebels, because I think there's going to be some superb characters in it. For example, you got Natasha Lobezito as Sabine Wren, who was originally voiced by Tia Sessa, who did a really great job. We also had, I'm trying to think, Vanessa Marshall as Hera Syndulla. She originally, of course, and she did it in the Bad Batch as a little Hera, and she's rumoured to be played by Marius Winstead, which is a huge deal. And there's also Emma Sadie, who will play Ezra. But one thing that really has been dragging chats around is who's going to play Thrawn. Will it be played by Timothy Zahn? Well, Timothy Zahn's approached outlets and said that he probably won't be Thrawn. So, what is going on? The rumours say Thrawn is in it. Or is he telling a lie? Because sometimes we've seen this with Liam Neeson last year on Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then we've seen it with other shows, people lying and then end up hearing. So nothing is certain with Thrawn, but we'll wait and see. I'm excited to see what Ahsoka does. This is a samurai adventure, I believe, and I've watched samurai adventures like Kung Fu Panda, which is an animated series. I just think it's interesting to see something different, and I'm excited to see what Ahsoka, Sabine, and everyone do, and Hera, Ezra, and hopefully Thrawn. But what really is exciting is the rumours regarding Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker, and there are rumours that Anakin will duel a younger Ahsoka, who is rumoured to be played by Savannah Stein from House of Dragons, which I think would be an amazing thing. But this would be part of this thing that was produced in Rebels about the world between worlds or something. It's very interesting. So it would mean that there would be like a timeline change. So instead of Obi originally taking on Anakin, it would be Ahsoka. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if it's true, because I think this would be a great thing to see Anakin and Hayden come back and see a young Savannah take on a young Ahsoka role. It would be amazing. I'm excited for what's next in the Mandoverse, because there's going to be obviously a film coming up, but also we've got Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew coming up, and also the future of the Mandalorian. So I feel like from what I'm hearing and what I'm reading, it really sounds exciting, and I just can't wait to see if this does tie into The Force Awakens and the sequel trilogy, because there are some elements that do seem to tie into it. But how does it? And will they go for it, or will they just leave it as just a stand-alone thing? All we gotta do is wait and see. But I'm excited for it. Time for the announcement. I will be taking part in Star Wars Podcast Day on the 7th of February. What I'm going to be doing is talking about a lot of Star Wars characters, from films to TV series. I will try and talk as many as I can, but the theme I'm going to go with is characters that I think stand out. So it can be people that relate, or a character I find iconic. So stay tuned on the 7th of February, and please, if you want to do a podcast on this day and join in, use the hashtags SWPD2023 or Star Wars Podcast Day. And the reason they also, fun fact, they chose it to do it is because the 7th of February is the day that the first podcast ever for Star Wars Jedi Talk premiered on this day back in 1999. So that is a cool thing. So please, give my podcast a listen, or go listen to someone else, or if you've got a podcast, take part yourself. It's going to be nice to get involved in, and I can't wait to show you the podcast. My next episode is all about the Timeless Child from Doctor Who, the most subversive story in the entire franchise. And I'll be joined by my first guest of 2023 at What-Flux. I hope you're ready for a chat, and let's try and bring some positivity into this storyline. Thank you for listening to another Fazman Jammers podcast. Please get in touch on @Fazman22 or on the community page or the comment section of Fazman Jammers YouTube, as I want to hear what you think about the Mandoverse and what you have to say. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Subscribe to Fazman Jammers